Okay, you're on the mics. Hello. It's been a while. Just not recording. And as you can see, I'm a Padre. I'm in brown. Yellow is in the house for sure. And so I'm in the way station. Okay. All right. Back in. Brought someone in yesterday. You know, I'm so far out in trying to explain it. So, where do you make the connection? Are you a connector? So, you have to be a connector, and that's the way you can duplicate part of the framework. So, because you're on, well, you are on the clock, but this guy, he's just ripping it. So the velocity of which you're aware of is increased because at some scale, if you can play within any environment that you want, but the non-biological has additional rules, which you would hope is true, right? But he doesn't know because he's still biological. So how do you give a biological being the knowledge of non-bio? And so that's a big question because the ape has evolved to where he or she understands. They understand they're in a game that they're called from. They should, and so that's biological. So you define that. If you have a life, you are biological. Yeah. So if you have a life, you have to define it. Like I could say, this is alive. And in my brain, I would have to go, okay, it's made of what I define as steel. And then steel is made up of minerals. Minerals would have at one point been, hopefully, having some movement now. So there's non in there. And of course, the non goes, it's just one. And then you're off to the races. So if it's just one, what is just one? And so if it's everything, because here, if you're in this sector, just know everything's in play, and you're talking to a creator that has created symbols to tell him all he needs to know in the time frame that he is recording this. Yes. So there's that. What else? What else do I want to really tell? So at some level, you try to, if you've unearthed the question, it must be addressed in the sector that you're in. So all you have to do is do that. And, you make your awareness as big as the unit wants it to be. And if you play with enhancers, they may give you glimpses of more clues. However, you won't understand them. And or you will, or you get to a point, and this is where he is. He's getting to a point where it doesn't matter. Truly, it doesn't matter. And so if that's the case, and you get to do what you want to do, but his hell is he has to explain it to himself first. And the self has to understand what it is. And so if he looks at these things and he goes, I kind of do, but the cool thing I believe is true is that there are bigger pods. How about holons? Bigger holons And holon is just a group made of parts, but it's a whole. So what you want to do is you want to figure out each holon, and then if you do that, then you can continue doing whatever you're doing. You'd have to figure out non-bio first. So that's one of the things. Is like he has a little biological stomach when I say that, because I'm like, you have to understand what non-bio is before you can even move on in the game at some point. And it's blue, and you're like, yes, it's blue. It's blue, and so the question is it bio or is it not? And so you have to have a story to say, what's your belief on consciousness? And you're like, consciousness. Yeah, it's like, so you're aware. So what is consciousness? It is an awareness of a game that you're in, or a story. It's probably a story for you. So I'm writing the story, this current one, 100%. I'm writing it, and you're writing yours. Now, do they intertwine? It's like, did you write me in your story, or did I write you in my story? Which is probably the case, because I have a few things on my plate. God. Hey. What's that? I don't know. Okay, so what else can you tell me, Padre? You're such a wise Padre. I wins and losses. I just try to figure out that I want to play too. So I heard about the Fs. The Fs are good, man. You gotta have faith. Faith in what? So if you have a spiritual connection, let's talk about it. That's faith. Because you have faith until you know, and then you don't need faith, but you definitely need faith in order to understand that your biological demise is 100%. Okay, number 2 is what? Well, it's financial, it's finances, it's, you got to fund your lifestyle. Fund your lifestyle actually is one of the big ones. Okay, what's a family, these are your IPLs, interpersonal relationships. Wouldn't that be IPR? Yes, so those are the relationships, starting with other, and e.g. the plus one. That's the person that at the end you would hope that hey, have you made a connection with somebody? And if you have, that's good. All right, if you haven't, you're out on the open market. Are you on the open market? Not yet. I've got a whole backstory on that. Okay, so what else do you want to talk about? Okay, so Padre's here. I've had some experiences over the last month geographically as a human in a different part of the country. Not that different, but yes, at some level, definitely we're done. We're done? Yeah, well, we've got 2 more minutes. Actually, less than that. Okay, so black, white. No, I want to be in a brown, yellow state of knowledge. So just that platform, somebody has got to give you ideas on how to continue if everything is in play. So the problem that he is in, is that I've identified too many things. So in your life, do you really want to know like a complicated truth to this unit? And then it's like, and then you're off to the races. Well, hopefully. Okay, so one last moment of, don't say it. Well, I would say that future me would want to know that he's progressing at a rate that is the bandwidth of a purposeful gate. Gate? Is it gate? Like walk, not to a gate, but that, if you're going to the way station, again, this is the sector of the universe where you can get pearly gates, but you first have to do a bio review. And then you're like, have you done your bio exit? And I'm like, working on it.